Alright, what's going on today, YouTube? Welcome back to your favorite cyclist YouTube channel. This week, we're working on something a little bit different. But before we get into today's video, if you are new to my channel, make sure you head down below, hit that subscribe button for me. If you already are subscribed, make sure that little bell icon right next to that is checked off. That way you get notified every time I upload. That way you don't miss any of these awesome cycling content on this channel. So let's get right onto the video, and what are we looking at today? Today, we're looking at a little balance bike, and that's right, I finally got my hands on a little balance bike to look at. With this balance bike, it came with a couple problems, such as the headset, the wheel bearings. It had no grease. This was stuck in the frame. Comes with multiple problems. So today we're gonna look and see how much of this stuff on a basic balance bike is the same as it is on your own bike. So let's go ahead. First thing we're gonna look at, we're gonna go ahead and tackle the headset here. This is by far one of the worst parts of this bike because it actually moves up and down. And we'll get that fixed. We'll take a look and we'll compare this to an actual adult size bike, see if they're any different, and then from there we'll move on to the wheel bearings. And after that, this bike ultimately should be set to go. So let's get right over to the headset. We'll get that taken apart. So this headset is about the same as any other adult size bike, at least taking off the handlebars. So pretty much you have a bolt right at the top. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna go ahead and take this bolt off right at the top. That's gonna go ahead and drop that wedge inside the stem. That way we can take the handlebars off of this bike. Like I said, I've had parts already be stuck on this bike, so I'm not surprised if this is all bad too. Okay, so after doing a fair bit of yelling and fighting with it, we got it to come out. And yeah, as you can tell, it was in there. A little bit of rust. Yeah, so about what you'd expect from a bike like this. So get that off. And then from there, we're gonna go ahead and take this block from the top, which is actually loose. Take that off of there. Throw that on the table. There's a little spacer under there, of course, so don't lose that, a little spacer. Take that off. And then our last bolt right here, which is actually our adjuster. Pull that off and let's take a look. See what we're looking like in here. Somehow those bearings survived whatever the heck they went through. Other than that, these are exactly the same as you would find on an adult bike, just a little bit smaller size. So let's go ahead, we're gonna clean these up, throw some grease on them, and then get this all thrown back together. So this does actually have an interesting feature on this bike that I didn't realize it had. It pretty much has stops built into this crown race and to this headset cup. So pretty much it will turn to here, and it will turn to here, and it will just stop. Therefore, keeping your kid from overturning on the bike. Huh. That's very interesting. And potentially hurting themselves. That's actually kind of a cool design. And again, if you're looking for a full video on how to adjust these, I did this all on a full-size bike. No, it's actually on two full-size bikes. So there are plenty of step-by-steps on getting this adjusted. There's a lot of messing with tension on these two nuts here, making sure everything is actually smooth. Now I've got the headset apart, and that actually looks very similar to an adult size bike, a standard bike, so it's definitely something you could do by yourself. We're gonna go ahead and take our wheels off. And with these guys, it's like the bearings are super loose. Okay, so let's pull those off. So let's take a look at this guy. That is like the worst rolling wheel I've ever felt. It doesn't even, like, it doesn't spin. It just does that, and that's it. Like, I don't know if we're way too tight. So let's head over to the table and let's try to pull them apart, see if there are ball bearings in here. I think they are. I think it's just adjusted incredibly tight on this. So let's bring it right over here, let's take a look at it. So we're gonna pull off nuts here. That's interesting, they have washers on them too. Okay. Let's pull all that off, and yep, they are little tiny ball bearings in there. Itsy bitsy ball bearings. Pull that guy off. So this, oh, interesting. So that's the cap for each end. Each end has that same thing. Your ball bearings are in there, which I am going to end up pulling both of these out so we can just repack these full of grease again. They're not bad. They're not good though. They're not bad, they're not good. This one's actually kind of bad, but you know, we're gonna clean everything up, put it back together. We're trying to make this as good as new, right? You know, a kid's trying to push himself on this bike, and it needs to be able to roll, right? So ultimately, so far, this bike has been very much just like the normal adult size bike. So you need to fix your kid's bike. It's really not super difficult. Yeah, it's gonna be about as good as it's gonna get. So I'm gonna throw just a hair bit of grease on the threads here because the nuts were actually frozen a little bit on the ends. So we'll pop these, throw a little bit of grease, keep those from freezing up again. There we go, and we'll throw this back on the bike and we'll pull the rear wheel off and do the same thing. So what did we learn about balanced bikes? They're essentially the same as a large bike, just smaller bearings, smaller wheels. Everything else though is going to be the same. So if you're able to work on your bike or learn to work on your bike or even learn to work on your kid's bike, you're really going to be able to work on most bikes out there. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a big thumbs up. Appreciate the support. Any comments or questions, let me know down in the comments section below. Love chatting with you guys. Love answering any questions you guys have. And we'll see you on the next video. Thanks for watching today.